You're listening to the Fun with Horror podcast with your hosts, Scotty and Andrew.
Hello, our amazing horror family. This is, again, Fun with Horror, the weekly horror movie review podcast in which my best friend in the whole wide world, Scotty, and we take turns giving each other scary horror movies to watch, and then we discuss them the following week.
They're not always scary.
You're right, they're not always scary. They are horror.
They are horror.
They are horror movies.
No, they're horrors.
They're horrors. You always tease me about that. I always say horror. Not horror movies. They're just a horror.
We have two rules, don't we?
We do. Yes. Thank you. You keep me on track. We have two rules, and they are that whoever picks the next movie has to pick one that they've never seen. And then the other rule is that we both have to watch it. Oh, man. So last pick was me, and I chose the... I guess I'll call it controversial at this point, but Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2022. It just came out. And it is directed by David Blue Garcia, and it stars Sarah Yarkin, Elsie Fisher, and Mark Burnham. And then and many others, yes, many others. But also, stay tuned to the end of the episode where, again, we will hear Scotty's pick for our next week's movie.
That's right.
Woohoo! I'm excited for that, as always. But
and everybody out there, just a reminder: if you are enjoying the show, which we have heard some of you do, feel free to go on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review.
Yes,
and it really helps us in the podcast, and it gets us out there, and people hear us more.
Yes, please, that would be fantastic.
But Andrew, happy Texas Chainsaw Massacre week.
Not only that, but like you mentioned earlier, this is our 30th episode. So happy
number 30. Yeah.
Happy 30th episode about Texas Chainsaw. That's so great.
Yeah, and I remember turning 30, and I had a little midlife crisis there.
Oh no, really?
Although it's kind of an early life crisis, but yeah, I did. But that was a long time ago.
It wasn't that long ago. I had my 30th.
It's ages ago.
I think you know what's funny? Like the week I turned 30. Maybe I've told this story before on here, but my wife and I were obviously at the age of 30, you do fake karate in the house. And we were doing fake karate, which one does. And my hip popped. And it was like right after my 30th birthday. And I was like, oh no, it's starting.
So did you get depressed when you turned 30?
I started, I don't know if I was depressed, but I started feeling my body slow down. It was weird. It was like almost on a dime. Like things just started not. Like my knees start cracking now a lot more, and
you just wait, buddy. You just wait.
Oh, good.
Andrew, normally we talk about whatever, and obviously we're talking about turning 30, but
yes.
Didn't expect that.
I didn't either.
But so I don't want to jump straight into the new movie, but
right.
Let's just talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, period.
Love it.
What did you watch this week along with the new movie?
So along with the new movie, and a reminder too, last week I had rewatched the 2003 remake, so I'm lumping that into this week.
Okay, good.
But
before we even get into this, since we're starting talking about these movies earlier,
right?
Everybody be warned, we are going to spoil Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new one.
Yes.
We're probably going to spoil the original from '74. So if you haven't seen those, just be prepared.
Yes, absolutely. So I rewatched with my wife. I watched the 74.
Okay.
And then I by myself.
Tell me about that because I was so curious.
So
what did Cindy think of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
In all honesty, she thought it was fine, but she kind of grew up with the 2003 reboot. She was right there at that age. So was I guess, but I didn't see it at the time.
But she did?
She did, yeah. She would have been
Oh.
about 13, 14 ish.
Okay.
And so
But she wasn't brand new to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise.
like back in the day, like when she was
No.
Oh.
No, last week.
Oh no, yeah, no, she wasn't new to it. No.
Okay.
So I think she kind of compared it a little bit to the,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And since she grew up with that one, and you know, it feels like a bit more story in the new one excuse me, not the
Well,
new one,
of
the
course.
2003 one.
Right.
So she definitely preferred that one, which I
Okay.
understand. I totally get.
Well, that changes my whole kind of reasoning for asking, because I thought that she was coming into the whole franchise brand new when you showed her the original. So
No, and you know what's funny? She's seen quite a few horror movies before we had met. Now that I think about it, like we've talked, she
Wow.
loved Chucky, like when she was younger. Like Chucky was kind of her one that she watched a lot,
Okay.
and a few other ones, but that I can't think of off the top of my head. But
So what you're telling me is she kind of felt like the 74 version was a little dated.
right, yep, that's
Okay.
exactly right.
Okay.
Yep.
And then what else did you watch?
And then I watched. I actually only watched one other one besides that, and that was I'd never seen. And you and I had talked a little bit about this, but I'd never seen the sequel to the original 1974, which came out in 1986, I think, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Which, and you had mentioned at one point it's very different than the first one, and you were right. Man, that movie is way different than the first one.
It is. And I mean, here's a slight warning. We may spoil the second one a little bit, but we'll try not to.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but that's funny, buddy.
Yeah.
It's very funny to me because last week
Mm-hmm.
after we recorded our 29th episode and we picked the new one,
Mm-hmm.
I also watched the 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes.
And then last night, as a matter of fact, I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Yeah.
But not because it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre week. I
Mhm.
watched it for a different reason.
Why?
Well, today, Waxwork Records, we're recording this on Friday, remember?
Correct. Yep.
Waxwork Records released Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 score.
Cool.
And it's on vinyl. For the first time, it's been kind of restored. And I honestly had no recollection of what the score sounded like. I remembered some of the songs in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't remember the score. So basically, I was watching it to listen to the score to see what it sounded like.
Nice.
So yeah.
What
But
did you think of
that's
that
awesome.
movie in a nutshell?
Oh, come on. I love it.
It's fun. I will say, and I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna lose me a lot of credit with horror fans. So I'm treading lightly. I will say I believe that the character of Chop Top, right?
Yeah.
That's his name, Chop Top, is overrated.
Oh,
Yeah, I said it, man.
that is a quite a statement, my friend.
It's a statement, and the reason I say it, and it's one of my pet peeves in movies, and that is fake laughing, like a crazy person pretending to be crazy by laughing. I've seen it so many times in movies, and I felt like he did it so often that it would get to the point where he almost couldn't breathe because he was like pushing out this fake laugh so much, and it bugged me. I got so
Wow, dude.
annoyed.
Wow.
I know. So every
I
time
had the
it was on-
opposite reaction.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah, I loved him more than ever when I watched it last night,
I love it, dude.
because I think I just love Bill Moseley.
Yeah.
I've seen him in so many of the Rob Zombie movies,
Mm-hmm.
and I love him as an actor, and he's got such a unique persona, and I was very appreciative of the fact that even though they don't call him the hitchhiker or anything,
Uh-huh.
he is the same character from the first movie. He's got the same birthmark type
Right.
marking on his face and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that always sticks with me about Chop Top,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a little story time.
Ooh, please.
You know, back in the 90s, I was a big fan of Primus, the band.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
with their very famous song, Jerry Was a Race Car Driver.
Nice.
And I grew up kind of listening to that song a lot, and there's a sample in that song where you hear somebody go, "Dog will hunt." And for years, even though I had seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 as a teenager, for years I never made that connection until not that long ago, maybe like 5 years ago or so.
Nice.
When I was watching all of the Texas Chainsaw movies, and I started watching Texas Chainsaw 2, and Chop Top is in the radio station, and all of a sudden he says it, and I was like, holy crap. Like I think I had to pause the movie and think, oh my, holy what? That sample has been from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 this whole time, and I didn't know? Like, it made me love the song even more. But yeah. Like, yeah, he's over the top, but I loved him. I love him dancing with the corpse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nubbins.
Yep. Nubbins.
Of course, he doesn't hold a candle to Bill Siedow, who plays the chef.
Right. Yeah. He's
fantastic.
He's so good.
Just fantastic.
Yeah.
But I love that we watched the same movies. Buddy.
Me too, man. Oh, that's awesome. And again, this is another one. I'll watch it again at some point, and I may have a different opinion, but for now, that's where I stand.
Well, okay. So I'm just gonna let that pass over me.
Yep.
Don't you ever talk about Bill Moseley like that again.
Well, it's not Bill Moseley. Bill Moseley, it's just the character.
Oh, it's not?
The character.
It's
the
not?
character.
Oh, it's Bill Moseley's portrayal of the character, my friend.
I don't want to hurt Bill Moseley because I do like him as well. So I don't mean to hurt his feelings or be judgmental.
Watch
in any
it
way.
again tonight.
Okay.
And you better have a different outcome.
Okay.
But I think that brings us to the new movie.
Yeah, I think so.
So Harlow is a ghost town.
We have a vision for this place. All it needs is young blood.
I don't want to live here. This is a chance for people to start fresh somewhere safe.
Did you watch it twice?
I did.
I did as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is your movie. So this is the other thing.
Yeah.
You picked this movie, but I wanted to see it so badly.
Yeah.
That this is one of the only weeks that I can remember since we started doing this that I felt like your movie was the movie I picked.
Totally.
Like, so weird.
Yeah.
So I have to remind myself, you start us off, buddy. What did you think of the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Oh, man. So this one, here's what I'm going to say about it.
I can... everybody out there that's been listening to 30 episodes of this, they know exactly what's going to come next when Andrew starts going, yeah.
I don't know if they will, though. This is going to be a different one. My reasoning for that is I don't know if you and I are going to agree on this. And
Okay,
I'm curious.
well, that's fine.
I know.
We can't agree on everything, pal.
That's true.
What's your favorite type of ice cream?
Lately, mint chocolate chip.
Oh, God, we even agree on that? God, I was trying to prove a point, buddy. You just threw that out the window.
That was amazing.
We do agree on everything. Damn it.
Oh,
All right,
gosh.
what did you think of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022?
Okay, so here's my initial thought. A lot of everything I've been reading on social media or a lot of it anyway, is giving this movie a lot of hate. This movie has plenty of flaws, which we're going to get into. That being said, I had a good time watching it, man.
Okay.
I know, again, it's not perfect, and I have a whole list of things we can talk about. But overall, I enjoyed it.
Why did you think that was going to be different from my viewpoint?
I don't know.
What did you think mine was going to be?
I don't know. I was hoping that you might have a similar one, but I just seeing
you said that you thought we'd disagree. So
I did.
What did you think?
I thought that you wouldn't like it as much.
Whoa.
And the reason
Whoa.
I say that is because you, like you said, you've seen them all. You know all the Texas Chainsaw movies. We both have a special place in our heart from them, just from that night. I don't know. I just was worried that it might be tainted after reading everyone's comments on this.
You are so adorable.
Well, you know.
Also, I follow different people on social media because I had a huge amount of people on my timeline that were saying, I don't know what everybody's talking about. That was a great movie.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, I saw an outpouring of support for the movie.
Oh, that's good. Okay. So tell me then. Give me your thoughts. Let me hear it.
My thoughts overall, in a nutshell, Stupid Humans, fantastic movie. Bam! I said it.
Perfect. I
said it.
Yes, dude.
But
that's
no.
awesome.
Okay, but let me expand just a little bit.
Please.
So,
yes.
number one, this is yet proof again that a movie can have many flaws,
Right.
but I can still love it.
Yes.
Absolutely love it. I could watch it again tonight.
Yep.
Number two. So, to me, here's the thing, and this is going to kind of get into one of the drawbacks of the movie for me and
Please.
probably for you. There's two kinds of slasher movies out there. In my view, there's more than two, but there's two main that I'm thinking of right now. One, where you care about the victims.
Yes. Yep.
The people in the movie, and I say they're the humans, but because it's the villain is always otherworldly,
Right.
But he's human too in this one. But all the characters, so sometimes you care about them, and you do not want to see them die.
Yeah. Yep.
To me, that is the best kind of slasher.
Agreed.
A great example of that was Fear Street, Volume 1.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
we talked about this once. We cared about those characters.
Yep.
Then you have the slasher movies where you don't care about any of the characters, maybe one or two. Most of the Friday the 13th movies fall into that category. I still love the Friday the 13th movies, but I don't love them as much as movies where I actually care about the characters.
I totally agree.
Friday the 13th versus A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
I cared about Nancy. I cared about all the other characters.
The Dream Warriors.
Tina. And maybe not Rod so much. Well, yeah. I'm talking about Nightmare 1. Though.
I know. You just
Glenn, I cared about those characters.
Right.
So that movie was more scary to me. More tense. So this movie definitely falls into the category of characters I hated.
Yes.
I don't think the acting and the portrayals were bad per se, but I thought that the characterizations of them, they were just bad. So
that's one of my notes.
But on the flip side, everything having to do with Leatherface was amazing. Some of the best kills I've seen in a movie.
Oh my gosh.
I loved him as a villain. But again, I loved him too much. I shouldn't be rooting for him, but I was.
Right. Yep.
Except for the very end. And once again, spoiler warning.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I don't know how you felt, but Melody. Okay. A lot of people, I did see people give her some hate. I did not dislike Melody. I thought Melody was she was actually kind of my favorite character.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I hated her at the very beginning. Like when she runs her mouth at the gas station. I was like, don't be stupid. Yeah. And that sets a bad taste in your mouth. But especially on second watch, everything after that was not as annoying. Like she was more realistic.
That's fair.
And so,
You're right.
Yeah. At the very end, when Leatherface yanks her out of the car and chainsaws her head off.
Oh my gosh.
It was sad for me. I wanted to see her in a sequel, I wanted to see more. On the flip side, I wasn't a big fan of Lila's character. I felt empathy for her
right,
because of what her character had been through.
Right, exactly.
But she annoyed me throughout the movie more than Melody did. And that's just personal.
No, I get that. I do. You're making
So
good
let's
points.
start. Let's start and tell me what you thought of the whole concept of millennials buying up a town.
I was like, all right, we'll go with it.
Really? I was like, what?
Well, here's the thing, though. I will say, I thought it was the way I looked at it is like our main characters are. It seemed like kind of YouTube stars or celebrities or some kind of, you know what I mean? They have all these views on social media, so. And I was like, I get that. Maybe they probably have some money then if they're these big YouTube stars like we see nowadays, you know, with certain YouTube people. But I liked the idea. I thought it was kind of fun. I grew up next to a ghost town when I was a kid.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so for me seeing this, I was like, oh, that's about right. Like that's cool. And it thinking about it now, I'm like, oh man, that would be really cool to go back and start up a town. Like that would be neat. Is it plausible to do this gentrification? Maybe. But I was okay with it. It didn't bug me. I thought it was fun.
Okay. Yeah, it bugged me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just getting older and I'm like, these damn kids.
Right.
But I mean, I thought the idea of buying up a town as kind of a cheesy, ironic coolness
Fair.
to
I
be
get that.
influencers that own this whole little ghost town. I just thought was lame.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it, lame.
Hey, that's all right, man. I get you.
So that bugged me right away. I also wasn't sure, even watching it a second time, I'm not sure who the movie was siding with besides Leatherface. You know, because you had the millennials, the influencers,
Right.
who were annoying as hell.
Yes.
But then you also had Richter, the Texan.
Right. Yeah.
And at first, it's like he's not likable too. Although I've seen a lot of people. Well, not a lot, but I've seen quite a few posts about, I'd spend a movie with him because he was hot, and I was like, dude, why are you making this dude a hero? A guy who like pours coal smoke into the atmosphere purposely.
Right.
Because he doesn't like people telling him what to do.
That's right. Although I
You know?
did think Mo Dunford, who plays the character, I thought he was a good actor. I really like.
He was good. I think honestly, they were all good.
Agreed. Yep.
I don't think there was really a bad actor in the bunch.
I would agree. Yep.
So I'm not faulting the actors.
Right.
They were,
No.
They were all good.
Yep.
I just didn't like the story
Fair.
in places and the characters.
Yep. No, I
So-
get you.
Lila's character was kind of interesting, but yeah, I'm sorry, but she was kind of annoying to me, and I felt like she could have had a better character arc than she was given.
Yes, I agree. She was
But-
very, and we get this backstory from her, which you think we're gonna get more from that, I guess, and I feel like we didn't. We got a couple things that kind of were reminiscent of her past, but it just
Yeah.
kind of fell flat. Like we don't really hear much about it. It's like, wow, I feel like there's it just should have been more to
the
that.
main thing we know.
Mhm.
The main thing we know is that she was involved in a school shooting,
Correct.
and she was shot, and she survived.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got that trauma,
Right.
and that's what I felt for. I felt for her for that. you know?
Right. Yes. Exactly.
But yeah, I didn't. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't dislike her that much. I
Mm-hmm.
just didn't really care, I guess. I guess that's what it comes down to. I didn't care.
Right.
The only character that I ended up caring about was Melody.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I don't even know why. Like, she wasn't, it's not like she was that redeemable, but
Right.
I felt like I don't know. Maybe it was the acting, but because I loved the way she was annoying at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
but then I became sympathetic towards her. Like,
Right.
she's the one, and she's the only one of all of them that's like, I want to get out of this town. This is weird.
Right. Yep. And she had the
And of course-
empathy for
yeah.
the old lady that died, and,
Yeah,
and felt
yeah.
horrible about it, which was good. That's good that she had that empathy.
That was good. Although I was still like, why did they want to go in the ambulance with the old
I
lady
have that.
they'd never met?
Yeah, I have that same note. I was like, who would do that? Like, no.
I mean, I would want to be kept updated.
Right.
Like, tell
Exactly.
me, how's the old lady? How's the old lady? Richter, how's the old lady?
Right.
But to like be so adamant about riding in the ambulance.
Yeah.
Okay. But, that led to my biggest non-character, Ruth,
Right.
who I was just like, who is she? Like, why?
Yep.
She's just there.
Yeah. To die.
But see, even her acting was good. Like when she
Yep.
was after the ambulance crashes.
Yep.
So yeah, and that gets to my other biggest like little complaint about the movie is that there was nothing in that movie really to make Leatherface the bad guy. Everything was sympathy for Leatherface. You have these millennials that come to the town that he
Right.
lives in with this lady that's taking care of him, basically kind of his mom, even
Yep.
though she's not.
Right.
And they force her out of her home even though they don't have her title,
Yeah.
which we find out halfway through the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, they thought they did, but no, she was there was no legal discourse for her to be
Right.
kicked out of her house.
Yeah, that was her place. Yep.
Which kills her and drives Leatherface into a rage.
Right.
Now, I guess you could argue that it's not really normal for somebody to, after his mom dies, skin her face and then wear it on his own the rest of the movie. But, I mean, come on.
To each their own.
To each their own. But at the same time, his inner motives were revenge.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
They weren't like the original movie, which was just, oh, here's some kids that we can kill and make into meat
Right.
and cook in our food.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So,
yeah. That's true. You're right. He's kind of the hero.
Yeah, kind of. And I wasn't scared for him. I wasn't scared because I was like, yeah, get him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess, I hate to say it, but I guess I kind of did like Richter because he was one character that when he went into the house, I didn't really want to see him die.
Agreed. And actually, that scene was kind of broke my heart a little bit because I really, at that moment, I was like, oh man, he might be like the hero of this movie because he goes in, he's ready to stop what's happening. He felt empathy for. Oh man, I'm totally drawing a blank.
Melody?
For
Lila?
Dante. Dante, when he's down there and he holds Dante's hand as he dies.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, oh nice. Okay, so he's got some empathy there and
Yeah.
so yeah, seeing him die. Well, his death was rough too. Good gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt
Well, they were
felt
all
bad.
rough.
Yeah, this movie had some
Which
crazy
I
deaths.
loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the best
Yeah,
ever.
for real. Oh my gosh.
And I like that scene because I thought Melody. See, again, Melody was not completely stupid.
Yes. Yep.
She's hiding under the bed, and when she sees Richter, she kind of tries to push the mirror so that he can see Leatherface hiding behind the door.
Right. Smart.
Doesn't work out, but yeah, I thought that was like clever. And then, it could be argued, why did she leave from under the bed?
Mm-hmm.
But, she had no idea when or if he was going to leave that house.
Right. Yep.
And she's got her sister out there that she's worried about. So yeah, I totally, especially the second time, I was like, okay, yeah, I guess I can see why she tried to leave when he was preoccupied
Yeah. Nope.
with fixing his chainsaw.
I know. Which I knew, like when he takes out of the wall and starts trying to rev it up, I'm like, dude, it's been like 40 years. That thing ain't gonna work.
Which was great.
Which was, yeah, it was perfect. I was like, good, they made it so, because I was worried that it was gonna start right up and be like, that's
Yeah.
not how it works. But yeah, and then he goes and
He's
fixes
gotta fix it.
so-
He's got to put gas in it.
Yep. So I liked that. I thought that was good. That was smart that they did that.
Yeah, I did too. What else did we not like? Okay, so here's the other big thing. You
Yeah.
said that you thought maybe Richter was going to be the hero. Well, I thought Sally was going to be the hero.
Me too.
Yeah, that was kind of a bummer too.
Well, okay, here's what
Yeah,
one thing
tell
that
me about it.
it bugged me because again they're in the I didn't watch the trailer. This was one of the few movies I didn't watch the trailer, so I went in blind on this one. I knew that
I
she
also did not watch the trailer.
nice. There we go.
But see, I was hold that thought because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was also completely fooled as to what was in this movie. So
Nice.
I thought that I had heard that Sally Hardesty comes
Mhm.
back in the movie, but I thought it was Marilyn Burns.
Yeah.
And I don't know if forgive me, I'm not sure if Marilyn Burns is even still around.
Mhm.
No, I'm sorry, she's passed away, so of course it couldn't be her.
Okay.
But yeah, but I didn't know that, so
Mhm.
I thought they had brought back the actress, and so yeah.
Yeah.
But then you know what? Yeah, go ahead. You tell me about Sally Hardesty, buddy.
Well, here's the thing. So I totally feel like they got this idea from Halloween 2018, kind of the bringing back kind of the heroine, you know, from
Yep.
the final girl.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was like, cool. I felt, you and I have talked about this Halloween. I liked that in Halloween. It made sense. It worked. This one, I get her motives and everything, but she just kind of turned out to be not what I was expecting, and then immediately like dies. However, I think I would have loved, and this is just me throwing my idea out there. Other people will probably hate this, but I thought it would have been awesome because they kind of lead up to their confrontation. They show Sally. She goes and sees the mom, the orphanage lady's face cut off, and she's prepping to go meet with Leatherface. Blah 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 blah
Yeah,
blah.
love that scene, by the way.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I
that
loved
was
her scene because that felt like the original.
totally.
Seeing the mom, Alice Krieg. Her character's name is Mrs. MC, by the way.
Ah, okay, good to
But
know.
yeah, seeing Mrs. MC propped up in that sunflower field with her face skinned off, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
It was awesome. But my thought would have been, I think it would have been awesome, rather than try and kind of stick with sort of the story that we saw a little bit in Halloween 2018, where it's going to be this ultimate showdown between these two. I thought it would have been amazing if the second Sally gets there, when she has the girls in the car, she pulls up, saves them, if right as she got out, immediately just got killed, like her head got chopped off or something, just as a rope-a-dope, where everyone's like, whoa, not what I was expecting. I thought that would have been cool, but instead what we got was kind of a fight, and then her death right away.
Yeah. See, I thought I didn't mind her dying.
Mm-hmm.
I also liked the idea. See, I felt her character was very mistreated.
Yes. Yeah.
I like the idea of her coming back and Leatherface not knowing who the heck she is.
Agreed. That was interesting. Yep.
Even though, I mean, we've kind of seen that with Halloween already,
Mm-hmm.
where it's not really about her.
Right. Exactly.
It's just Michael's on a killing spree. It doesn't matter who he kills.
Yep.
Same thing with Leatherface. I did feel like there was a little bit too much of an echo of Halloween.
Yes. Yep.
I would have liked it. So she comes back. She has, as you said, she has the little fight with Leatherface, and he kills her.
Right.
And then there's even more with the two girls that are left, Melody and Lila.
Right.
And I would have liked to have seen the stuff with Melody and Lila before that, and then have Sally come back at the end and help them get away. But
yeah.
to die doing so.
Nice. Yep. That would. I like that.
So at least it would feel like she had a purpose, and
Right.
it didn't feel like she really had that much of a purpose in this, except to shoot Leatherface a whole bunch of times with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Basically not do any damage. But anyway.
Well, and one thing that bugged me too is like she's kind of a jerk. Like when she gets there and kind of ushers the girls into her car and then locks them in, and she's like, "You're the bait." And then what bugged me is like she's like, "You're the bait." Like he's gonna come out to get you, and then she leaves, goes up to the room where Leatherface is and has that conversation with him. And I'm like, how are they bait? You just walked up to him.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't shoot him. And that part bugged me a lot. Because I was like,
That
you're
part bugged me too.
right there with a shotgun. He has nothing. He's sitting there. Blast
I think
him.
she would have shot him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do, too. She's been prepping for this for 40, 50 years, whatever it was.
And
And then-
also, here's the
yeah.
other thing that bugged me.
Please.
Along those lines,
Mm-hmm.
here's this badass woman who has waited, like you said, 40 to 50 years,
Right.
waiting to kill this man who murdered her friends.
Right.
She's prepared.
Yeah.
She has a shotgun. She goes up against Leatherface. She loses.
Yeah.
So what does she do? She sends in a teenage girl after him.
Right.
Hey, I couldn't do it. Maybe you can because this will haunt you for the rest of your life. No. Deal with the haunting. Get the hell out of there.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Like if I would have felt it was more realistic if she had said leave now.
Yep.
And
Agreed.
Then Lila doesn't obey her because Lila has her own traumas she wants to deal with. you
Right.
know?
That makes more. I totally agree.
But to send a little girl in after Leatherface, after what Leatherface just did to you,
Yeah.
come on.
Nope. I agree.
That kind of pissed me off, actually. Pissed me off.
I was so ticked.
So we agree that Sally was kind of wasted.
Yeah. Yep. I think she was overhyped. And
was
I'm glad
fun.
I didn't see the trailer because I think I would
Yeah.
have been more excited. For that character. You know what I mean?
Good. I'm glad you didn't too.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just a waste, but that's okay. That's all right.
Here's the other character that I just hated.
Please.
Although I'm still kind of confused about it. So there's the character of Catherine. She is the millennial who goes outside and finds Dante
Yes.
walking up. And then Richter tells her to go call the police.
Yes.
And I get she's in shock. I get it. But it still bugged the hell out of me that she goes and she gets on the bus and she just sits down. And
Yes.
the bus driver's like, what's going on? She's like, nothing. Just close the door.
Right. Yeah.
Just close the door.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, call the police. Like the dude told you to.
Yeah. And if
Anybody would have called 911 at that point.
absolutely. And
But
one
here,
no, go ahead. No. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, let me
Yep.
add on to that. The confusing part, though,
Mhm.
is that then we have, I believe, we do have the scene with Sally going to the ambulance, finding the ambulance or something.
Right.
We see something having to do with the police car and the ambulance.
Mhm.
It's not really an ambulance, is it? It's the police.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
just police.
whatever.
Damn.
But we hear on the radio somebody calling into them.
Right.
Like, Sheriff, we've got a disturbance in Harlow. And so somebody had called the police. I don't know who it was. But
Right.
It would have been nice if we had actually seen her do that.
Yeah, I would
So
agree.
I'm not sure if they're implying that she actually did.
Mhm.
I don't know, man.
Yep.
But her character bothered me. It was a very small part, but
No,
that really bugged the crap out of me.
I get it. No, all I was gonna say is if anyone's thinking, well, they're in the middle of nowhere, they were all able to live stream just fine.
Yeah.
They can make a phone call.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they were all connected.
Yeah,
through
they were-
TikTok or whatever.
yeah, they got internet. They're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all that said, there is so much to love
Yes.
about this movie as well.
Good. I was hoping. I was like, man, we're diving into the mean or not mean stuff, but the dislikes. I wanted
Because it's like we said. It's like we said.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of problems with this movie, but we still both loved it.
Yep.
We
Exactly.
still both. You had a great time. I said I loved it.
Yep.
Ricardo Diaz is the cinematographer,
Oh, okay.
and I thought the look, the color, the lighting, I thought was beautiful.
Yeah, I would agree.
I loved the way the movie looked.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one thing. I also absolutely loved the music by Colin Stetson.
Nice. Yeah.
He was the composer. Colin Stetson I've actually known before he became a movie score composer, or before I knew he was one. I've listened to his music before, and it's like this weird experimental jazz type music. It's cool. But he also did the score to Hereditary.
Oh.
So when I saw that he had done the score for this, I was really looking forward to it.
Nice.
And my only sadness is that the song that plays at the beginning of the credits, which is not him, it's the synthwave song by a group called Bullet Fields, or an artist named Bullet Fields, is not on the soundtrack.
Oh, bummer.
And yeah, Bullet Shields.
Bullet
My bad.
Shields, okay.
Bullet Shields. It's called Leatherface Theme.
Ah.
I really wanted that to be on the soundtrack because I love like the synth wave and then the sounds of the
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It was really cool. But I love the music.
Nice. Yeah.
John Larroquette returning to do the narration at the beginning of the movie.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you love that?
I did. Yep. I was like, that's pretty awesome. And I also like that.
Yeah.
That kind of the first one is almost this, this true crime thing. You know what I mean? Like, I like that it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is sort of this almost documentary.
Yeah.
I thought that was neat. I was like, yeah, that would make
this is why
sense.
I love you, buddy. This
Yeah.
is why I love you. That was my next note.
Ah.
I wrote down, I like that the original has become kind of a tourist attraction
Right.
in the area. Like selling chainsaw bottle openers and stuff.
And you, the thing is, you could see that happening. I could definitely
absolutely.
see that. So I think that's perfect. I thought that was great.
Especially like all those years later when nothing else has happened.
Right. Yep.
In the storyline of this movie, part 2 doesn't exist, so it's just the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Alice Krieg coming, like, as soon as I saw her as Mrs. MC, I just smiled because I love to see her in anything these days.
Nice. Yeah.
She's so, like, she's got that look down pat.
Yeah.
Especially when they put that makeup on her.
Yep.
That old lady, that crazy old lady.
No, she played that part beautifully.
Yeah, she did.
Yep.
She was perfect.
Yeah.
And it was so disturbing, too. It was so sad and disturbing, like, that when she's being forced out of her home, she gets so upset that she throws up.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, gross, but sad.
I know, and then it's like there throughout the movie too. Every time I saw it, I was like, "Oh god, yuck."
The cops.
Uh-huh.
I did not hate the cops for once.
I have that note.
They seemed competent, but
Yep.
at the same time, they're up against Leatherface. So,
Right.
what are they gonna do?
Well, and I appreciated too, because I have that same note. But I really assumed that we were gonna get racist cops at the beginning when they pull over, these 4 kids. I was like, oh boy, this deep South. Maybe we'll see something said, but they didn't. And I was like, oh, great. That's awesome. Nothing
Dude.
was said. That's fantastic. I love that.
I love that scene.
Yeah, me too. And they were just genuinely saying, like, be careful, be safe. We want to make sure. I was like, hey, cool. All
But they
right.
were also saying this is also our
Right.
our town.
Right.
So don't disrespect it.
Yep, exactly.
Not because of what race you are, or that you're annoying ass millennials. And I'm sorry to millennials out there. I don't mean to call every millennial annoying. I'm just talking about the ones in this movie.
Yes, these ones.
But the other cool thing is that when he goes to the back window and there's Melody, after that first scene where Melody spouts her mouth off at Richter,
Right.
you're just cringing, not knowing what she's going to do. But then she actually says the perfect thing to the cop.
Yes. Yep.
And it's just like, see? And that's why I ended up liking her more.
Nice. Yeah, I get
Because
that.
I was like, she said a stupid thing at the beginning.
Yep.
But she's not all bad.
No, and I agree. And I liked that moment because they did share kind of a bond in this small town.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was a nice moment. Like you said, she said the right thing. I agree.
William Hope played the sheriff.
Oh, nice.
Did you recognize him?
He looked real familiar, but I'm not sure what.
Do you by any chance remember Lieutenant Gorman in Aliens?
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
It was awesome.
awesome.
It was the same thing. I actually had to look it up. 'Cause
Oh,
I was like, this guy, I know I've seen him before.
right. Yeah, he looked really familiar for sure. That's awesome.
Oh, man. Let me see.
What
else did you like?
Did you catch the Leatherface?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I was wondering. I did too. Cindy didn't, and I was like, "Oh, did you see him?"
I caught him the first time
Me
I saw
too.
the movie.
Oh, me too. I love that shot though. I thought that was cool. And then they go
Yeah.
back to it, and he's not there. I was like, "Ooh, ooh, I like that."
Yeah, I thought that was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The sound design also. I mean, besides
Yeah.
the music,
Mhm.
I also, because the second time I watched it, I had headphones on especially.
Nice,
And I thought the sound design of the entire movie was fantastic.
nice. Yep, agreed. One thing I
yeah.
really liked, and I think you probably appreciated it, because one thing that you and I have chatted about the the remake of Friday the 13th was that Jason runs, which is
Yeah.
horrifying. I felt the same in this one. Whenever he would like all of a sudden look at someone and then just book it with his chainsaw, I was like, ooh. I
Yeah,
thought that was
but-
creepy.
I did too, but he was like that in the original too.
Totally fair, yes. But I just
I
thought,
mean, remember the iconic moment where he chases God, I forget her name right now, but she goes into the house in the first movie, and he comes out of the back and chases her out the front door and grabs her
yes.
from behind.
Yep,
Yeah, he was terrifying in the first movie.
agreed. I agree.
So
I
yeah,
just-
he was still terrifying in this one.
Yeah.
Except that I was rooting for him.
right.
Killed him.
Kill for me, Jason.
Kill for me, Leatherface. Everything else I loved about this movie is basically Leatherface. Leatherface.
Yep, I agree.
Loved Leatherface.
The only other thing I would say that I loved about it, which we'll get into in a sec, but man, this movie had some of the best kills.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Like, the thing we have left is every single kill in the movie
Yep.
was good. Like, they were all amazing kills.
Yeah.
As far as a horror movie, a slasher movie goes, they were just all so good.
Totally.
And they were visceral and just had you cringing in your seat.
Yeah.
At least me.
No, me too. These were dark and messed up and very fun to watch.
So you saw my post on Twitter, by the way.
Yeah, dude, that was
Did
awesome.
Did you catch that? So
No.
what I'm talking about is the second time I was watching the movie, there's the amazing bus massacre scene
Yes,
where
brilliant.
Leatherface goes into the back of the party bus and just starts destroying everybody with his chainsaw.
Mm-hmm.
And there's lightning flashes outside, and suddenly I saw a face during one of the lightning flashes, and I paused it, and I went back and I watched it again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so freaking cool that if you watch that scene, basically watch the bus massacre scene just slightly after Lila and Melody see the blood start to come into the bathroom.
Yep.
Right after that, it cuts over to Leatherface, and there's lightning flashes, and you see Mrs. MC, his quote-unquote mom. You see her face flash in the window, and it's a double flash real quick. First, you see her face normal, and then you see her face without skin on it.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was so cool. I love when stuff like that is thrown into a movie.
Me too. Me too. I thought that was
So-
awesome. And then so after I saw your post, I went on and paused it, and sure enough,
Yeah.
it was cool. I did not catch that though. I can't believe you caught that. That was awesome.
Yeah, it kind of comes from. It's a side effect of my job.
Oh, fair enough.
Because I've as in post-production video especially, the very first thing I was taught was how to find issues and problems. So I do notice things that other people don't, and little things like that. I didn't notice it the first time though. It
Yeah.
took me a second time.
Funny,
But
dude.
yeah.
Well done. That's awesome.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what do we got here? We got every kill. We got the. Okay, this bugged me too, though.
Please.
The very first kill moment, which first started with a great kill.
Yeah.
I mean, Leatherface, when he kills the cop,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
snaps his arm so
Yep.
that the bone is protruding out, and then stabs him in the throat with his own broken bone.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I sat there with my mouth to the floor. I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
But then we have Ruth in the front seat of this van.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that it's a police vehicle, and it supposedly has electronic locks.
Right. Yeah.
But then she's like, at a certain point, she's trying to unlock her door so she can get out.
Mm-hmm.
And she flicks a little switch. Never once does she actually try to pull up the little lock stick or whatever you
You're
call it.
right.
Which everybody that's ever been in a car knows that you can just pull that up.
Yep.
And there you go.
Oh,
Instead,
that's
no,
funny.
she's gonna try and crawl out of the driver's window of the
Totally.
dead sheriff. And I thought that was stupid.
Yeah, that's fair.
But then it led to a really brutal kill by Leatherface.
Jeez. Like slicing her stomach open. Good.
Kind of it was kind of sad too. I felt her fear. You know?
Yeah.
When
When
you're
I
sitting there in that front seat and you see like this man skinning his mom
Yeah.
and then putting the leather the skin on his own face. Yeah.
Yeah. And I loved her calling on the radio too, where she's just like, he's
Yeah.
wearing her face.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's cool.
And she gets the guy at the convenience store at the gas station and who calls Sally
Mm-hmm.
instead of the authorities.
Yeah. Which was fun.
Anybody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then man, there's so many kills.
Yeah. I mean, the
I
whole
like-
bus was fun, you know.
Yes. The bus massacre.
Yeah, is a
One
scene
of the few
that
times we've actually had a massacre in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
That's true. That's a good point. Wow.
Usually the entire movie is the massacre. But
Right.
This one actually had a massacre scene.
Yeah.
And I did love I did not love the canceled line.
Oh god, I hated that.
That was so cringy.
Ugh.
Like some people like it, but
No.
well, we're gonna cancel you.
Yeah.
But then the thing I did love is when Leatherface starts killing and it shows like the view through
Yeah.
the phone
Yeah.
and you see the chat going on. First of all, there was a couple of Easter eggs in the chat.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, one was a comment by David Blue Garcia,
Ah,
the
nice.
director. And then another one, the one that I loved was by Bad Hombre 6666, which is the production company.
Oh, funny. That's
But
awesome.
it said that looks so fake. And it's like, God, yes. Like you see that on every single video.
Yep.
Every single video was something like that. That looks so fake. Of
Yep.
course people would think it's fake.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's awesome. I will say though, watching that scene, it's not until like the very end when someone goes, "I should open a window and try and escape," and I'm like,
Yeah.
guys, like no one thought of that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know
immediately-
either.
Yeah.
I don't know either, but I guess I kind of bought it in that scene because it's just a bunch of young people having a party and drinking.
Yeah.
First of all, yeah, they're all drunk.
That's true. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, here comes this guy with
Yeah.
a chainsaw, and he's just killing everybody in front of you, and you don't know what to do.
That's true. Yeah.
And of course, the one girl that figures it out is the girl that didn't call the cops.
Yeah.
So I liked another couple small things.
Mm-hmm.
I like Leatherface sliding his chainsaw along the ground to trip up Lila.
Yeah, that was
That
fun.
was awesome.
Yep. Oh, and then hits the sewer pipe on her. I was like, oh,
That was Melody. When
Oh,
Melody's
yeah, you're
crawling
right,
under
you're
the
right.
house. Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah, so there was that. Yeah. No, I see. You
Oh.
thought I was talking about that scene.
I
So
did.
Melody is under the house, and there's like the Jaws kind of thing where
Right.
the chainsaw is just coming
Right.
towards her. No, I'm talking about the scene where Lila goes into the theater.
Oh, and he throws
and
it.
then, yeah, she's running away from him, and he slides it on
Yep.
the ground.
That was cool.
But then, yeah, I didn't like the fact that they thought they killed him, and he falls into the water, and then they
Right.
just go outside like, oh, everything's fine now.
Yeah.
And then why did they put the car in auto drive?
I don't know. It's going so slow. It's like
Yes.
you probably want to get out of there as fast as possible.
I mean, I'll give it to them. After the rest of the movie, it bugged me, but I will give it to them that they thought he was dead.
Right. Right.
So, but yeah, and then he kills Melody, and I hated that.
Yeah. I did love. Yeah. I did love how abrupt it was, though.
I did
was
too.
like, oh man, jeez. Like,
but it was one of the few kills. Her and Richter, I guess, were the two that made me sad.
Fair enough. Yep.
And then
Mm-hmm.
the scene at the end,
Yeah.
beautiful. Although I'm very here's the thing, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm a little mixed because I love the idea of him going home
Right.
and going back to the old house. Obviously, the nostalgia is strong.
Of course.
But then I started thinking about the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
In real life, what do you think would happen if suddenly authorities went to that town and found all these people destroyed, like massacred, very bloodily destroyed?
They'd think
the
it was
guy with the
him,
chainsaw.
and then go to his house.
And what do you think would happen, though? They would send, like, the National Guard in.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's not just, like, a couple of country bumpkin cops going, like, oh, we got him now.
Right. Yeah.
No. This is a huge thing.
Yes.
So, yeah. I'm, like, very curious as to what they're going to do next.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I
Him
don't
take
know.
on the
Maybe I'm
National Guard.
overthinking it. Maybe that's too much.
No, you're right. I mean, if it was that many bodies, there would be a lot of government officials there. A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing with Halloween, but the two Halloween movies so far,
Mhm.
Halloween and Halloween Kills, both take place on the same night, so you
Right.
can give it that conceit. But of course, like, we know that the third Halloween Ends, is going to take place like 4 years after the last one. So
Right.
we'll see what happens in between.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're going to see what happens because I'm sure they're going to make a sequel. This one was big on Netflix.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, it
think
was in
it
the
was,
top 10, which was great.
Yeah, when I checked, I believe on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
it was either Saturday or Sunday. It was at number 4.
Oh, nice.
And
Right
then
on.
somebody else said it was like the second most watched movie on Netflix.
Oh, that's awesome.
That does make me happy.
Me too. No, that's awesome.
And finally, I'm just going to say I love Mark Burnham. Did an amazing job as Leatherface.
Mm-hmm.
He was huge. He was imposing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how I was going to feel about his new face skin mask,
Mm-hmm.
but I ended up really liking it. It was creepy.
Yeah.
It was cool, and especially the scene where Sally goes up to see him, just the way he looks up at her,
Mhm.
sitting on the bed.
Yep.
I am confused as to why he didn't kill her, though.
See, that scene,
It's just a
it's
weird
just
scene,
weird.
right?
Yep. It was a weird
Like,
scene.
he gets up and he just walks past her.
Yep.
Like, why? You just killed everybody else that came across your path. Why wouldn't you kill her, too, right
Yeah.
away?
Yeah, that was weird.
And then there's the whole thing where she goes outside after he goes to the car,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, oh, you do remember me. And it's like, does he, though?
Yeah, I don't think.
Or is he just turning on you because you just tried to shoot him?
Yeah, exactly. That was weird, man.
But again, I just want to finish by saying I loved Leatherface.
Me too.
He was great. What else you got, buddy?
Honestly, I think that's pretty much it for me.
right.
Yeah.
3 questions?
Yeah, let's do 3 questions.
Who would cross the bridge of death must answer me these questions 3.
Okay, so
Yeah,
your
man.
first question, Andrew.
Yes.
What was your favorite kill or death?
I think my favorite kill in this one was the police officer's broken arm being shoved into his throat. Just because it was the first kill, and I've never seen that in my life, a kill like that in any movie. So I just,
Yeah.
like I said, my mouth hit the floor. I just went, whoa. Yeah.
It's hard to argue against that.
Yeah. What was yours? What was
I'm
yours?
gonna cheat. I'm gonna cheat again.
Please.
I'm gonna say the entire bus massacre.
Yeah, I thought you might.
I think
say
that scene was just incredible.
It
And
was.
If I had to pick one, honestly, because she kind of annoyed me, him cutting Catherine in half as she tries to crawl out the window was pretty awesome.
That was cool. That was great.
It was well done with the kind of the guts just slipping out.
Yep. Her bottom half or top half just falling out the window. Yeah.
So, okay. Question number 2.
Yes.
Was this movie scary?
For me, I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't think it was. I mean, I could see people being afraid of this one, I guess. It's definitely violent and bloody and gory, but again, for me, I won't lose sleep on it.
Yeah, same.
Nice.
I think the victims being slightly annoying and unredeemable makes it less scary, like I said before.
Yeah, agreed.
So I think there could be tension. I think if somebody actually is scared for the characters, they'll feel some tension in the movie.
Agreed. Yep, that's good.
But yeah, definitely not losing sleep over it.
Right.
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 Excuse you.
Excuse me.
Andrew, did you have fun with horror?
I did. I really did have fun with this movie. Like I said, there's flaws, but I had a good time, and I would definitely watch this one again.
Yeah, we both had fun with this one.
Yeah.
And like I said, yeah, if somebody wanted to watch it tonight, I'd sit down and watch it again.
Yep.
It's that much fun.
With horror.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's him, isn't it? Leatherface.
Please drive. What are you doing? Drive, please go.
50 years I've been waiting for this night. Just to see him again.
Scotty.
Andrew.
I always do that. I just caught it after I said it. I was like, wow, I do that. I do that every time. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Anywho.
Try it differently.
All
Try
right.
Scotty.
Scotty.
Yes.
All right, I'll try that next time. In 2 weeks, I got to remember to be like, Scotty.
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 Scotty. What was the...
Okay, let's not say it too much or it's going to start to sound weird.
You're right. You're right.
You ever say a name so many times and it just starts to sound like a foreign word?
Yes. Yes, I have done that.
Anyway.
So,
Speaking of foreign words. Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
No, you'll understand.
Okay. So last week I picked the movie, which means, my friend, it is your pick. But now I'm wondering, since he said foreign words, are we getting our first subtitled movie?
I don't know.
Oh, tell us what your pick is, man.
I don't know if it's subtitled.
Oh, okay.
But my pick is Titan.
Yes.
It looks like, for everybody out there, I was surprised too. You know, it looks like it's pronounced Titan.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But no, it's French and it's pronounced Titan.
Titan.
Oh,
So, boy.
It's from last year. I've heard. I basically don't know anything about this movie, except that I've heard that it is so weird. And it I don't know. I've just heard a lot of like people going like, "What the hell did I just watch?"
Right. That's same here. I haven't seen the trailer or anything for this one. I just have seen comments of how crazy it is. So I've been wanting to see this for sure.
I'm very curious.
Yeah.
For everybody out there, it's on Disney Plus. No, just kidding. No, this it looks like this movie might be available to stream for free on Hulu.
It
if you have
is.
Hulu.
It just popped up recently.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Good. So, yeah, if you have Hulu, you can watch Titan. And obviously, it's also available for purchase or rental at the normal places like Prime and Apple TV and Vudu.
Nice.
So, it looks like it's accessible.
Nice. That's awesome.
So
Oh, dude, I've been wanting to see this. I don't know what we're in for,
yeah, I don't know either. And I don't know. I mean, it is a French film. It's I think it's directed by Julia Ducournau,
but nice.
and but is it subtitled? Is this what you were thinking of when I?
No, I just no,
Okay.
I didn't know what it might be, but when you said, I
Okay,
just
okay.
assumed like it might be a subtitled one. So, but
It might
no,
be. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Again, I don't know anything about it,
me either.
but I'm looking forward to watching it and seeing what this is all about.
Nice, good pick, man. I'm excited.
Me too.
Yes. Aw,
All right.
you know what that means?
That means it's time to say goodbye once again, buddy.
It's time to say goodbye.
This is the end of our 30th episode of Fun with Hara.
Hara.
And everybody out there, if you're still listening, we love you,
Yes, we do.
especially those that are still listening.
That's right. We love you.
There you go. See? And we are on social media. We are on Twitter at FunWHorror. We are on Instagram at Fun with Horror Podcast. We are on Facebook. There's a Facebook group called the Fun with Horror. Well, it's just called Fun with Horror, but it's a Facebook group.
Yeah.
And you can email us at funwithhorrorpodcast@gmail.com.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes, please chat with us. We want to hear from you.
Chat with us.
Chat with us. Talk to us.
Hey, chat with us, huh?
Yeah, come
You're
on.
gonna have a good time.
That's right.
You're gonna have a good time. We're gonna go down to the bar, and you can chat with us.
Paxicon Harvard Yard.
We're gonna watch some Titan.
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 Buddy, I love you,
I love you too, man.
and we love everybody.
We love you all.
And have a good week.
Yes, and join us next week for Titan.
Talk to you later, buddy. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.